I'm Barbara, and this is the Dixie Kitchen. Today, by special request from Loretta, we are going to be making a potato and bacon frittata. So what we're going to start with is I have 3 slices of bacon here that we're going to cut up. I have 6 eggs, about a cup of Colby Jack cheese. I have 2 russet potatoes, and we're going to add some spinach to this. So the first thing that we're going to start with, I'm going to move you in a little closer because Loretta's just learning how to cook, so I want her to really be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Maybe she can see that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my skillet on medium high, and then I'm going to start cutting this bacon into just little chunks. They don't have to be perfect, you just want it cut up, and I'm just going to cut it up with my kitchen shears because it's a lot easier. But if you're cutting it with a knife, bacon cuts a lot easier when it's really cold. Okay. Going to continue to cut this up. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just take us a few minutes to do this. And my skillet is still heating, but that's okay because I keep my iron skillet oiled down. I just spray it with some cooking spray actually, and I store it in my oven. And I know you got you an iron skillet, Loretta, so what that does is keeps it from rusting. I have a gas stove and my oven is gas, so there's always a pilot light on, so there's a little bit of heat in there. And just keep cutting this up. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect because we're just going to fry it and drain it. And just keep cutting it until you have all your bacon cut up. And I have all 3 slices here together. And you can cut it in perfect little chunks if you want to. That's up to you. So I'm just going to keep cutting this bacon up. So it's all in there. And I'm going to show you how to use your knife here in a minute because I'm going to change the angle so you can see how to cut your potatoes up. And you can use any kind of spatula you want to stir this. But I really like wooden spatulas and spoons, but that's just my preference. Because you can use that in any skillet and not scratching it up, even if you got a Teflon one. I don't know if anybody uses those anymore, but I do. Almost done with this. So we're going to let this cook, and you just want it crispy. And don't turn your eye up on high. Just keep it on like a medium high. Like I said, I have a gas stove and I have mine on 6. And to me, that's a medium high. Now somebody else that may not be. But that's what my gas stove is set on, 6. Okay, now we're going to cut up our potatoes. And what I'm going to do, this is how you hold your knife. You don't want to hold it like this. You want to have good control over a sharp knife. So you're going to just slice down the middle. Like that. And then I'm going to make One. Whoop. I'm making 3 cuts in this. Get them all evened up. You don't want to slice them super thin, but you don't want them real thick either. And be careful with that bacon grease popping. Now this is the easiest way for me to do these potatoes. Somebody else might do it a different way, but this is the way I do mine. Okay, so we've got our potatoes cut up. I've got my onions mixed in there. We've got our bacon fried up crisp. See that? And now I'm going to turn my stove eye back on. And I'm putting it to about 4 this time. And that's on my gas stove. Grease is probably hot enough. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and add our potatoes to our skillet with our onions. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to rough chop some of this spinach. Now the last time I put about a cup of chopped spinach in there, but I wish I'd have put a little bit more, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Now this is already washed, so you're just going to rough chop it. I don't take the stems out of my spinach. I just chop them up because they're going to cook down. Okay, so now we've got our potatoes in our skillet and we've got them frying. Turn them back up. I turned them down when I moved my camera so they wouldn't stick to the skillet. So now we're going to season our potatoes. I'm going to use a little bit of Creole, because that's my favorite seasoning, but you use your favorite seasoning. And I'm going to season these pretty well. And we're going to use a little bit of salt, just a little hint, less than a teaspoon, but salt them the way you want to. And then I'm going to add some black pepper. And that's probably about a teaspoon there, of black pepper. And when you're cooking with an iron skillet, your handle will get hot. So make sure before you grab that handle, you test it and make sure it's not going to burn you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I just want my potatoes to get a little brown, but I want them softened a little bit. Fork tender. Okay. There we go with that. Now is about the time I start preheating my oven. My potatoes are getting done. So okay, so now I got my oven going and I'm preheating it to 350 degrees. And just keep your potatoes stirred so they're not sticking or anything. And we've already got our spinach chopped up here. I've got 6 eggs in this bowl, and we're going to mix that egg and cheese together when these potatoes are done. And they're almost there. Okay, so my oven is heated, so now I'm going to give this another stir. And I'm going to pour this egg mixture on the top of my potatoes. You see how I got that clump of cheese in there? You don't want that, so just spread your cheese around a little bit. Let me get that bowl out of the way so you can see. Don't stir this. Just keep it. All I'm doing is evening that cheese out so that it's not in one big clump in there. Okay? And if you want to add a little bit more cheese to the top, you can. Put everything down in that egg. Okay. Now I'm just going to put this in the oven that I preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to leave it in there for about 12 to 15 minutes. It may take a little longer in your oven, or it may not even take that long. It depends on your oven. So just keep it checked, and you want to leave it in there till your egg is set. And what that means is your egg is done. And you can test it with a toothpick. You see how I'm putting that toothpick in there and it comes out, it's still wet. You don't want that. You want it to come out clean and nothing on the toothpick. You don't want any of that egg on the toothpick. That's how you'll know when it's done. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and then when it's done, I'll bring it out and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so we got our frittata out of the oven. And you can see how it looks there. And I'm going to make it pretty. So I'm just going to take some parsley flakes, just some dried parsley flakes. Put that on top there. You can put as much or as little as you want. This is just to make it pretty. And I'm going to serve mine with some salsa. I have some salsa in a bowl here. And I've cut up a tomato. It's really good with this. So the next thing, you're just going to cut it and serve it, and you're done. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you found this video useful, and if you did like the video, make sure you click that like button. And if you want to see more videos, just make sure you subscribe and click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.